Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to break down the business model behind modern school fundraising. We're going to use a real-world example, a company called Schoolwall, to see just how these digital platforms are totally changing the game for schools. All right, let's dive in.
So, before we can really appreciate the new way of doing things, we have to talk about the old way. Because for as long as any of us can remember, school fundraising has been, well, let's just say it's been a tough job for parents and teachers. I mean, seriously, who doesn't remember this? The last-minute baking, trying to find enough containers, and then that awkward chase for cash in the school parking lot. It's a shared experience for so many of us, but man, was it a lot of work for not a lot of reward.
And yeah, this slide pretty much sums it up perfectly. You've got teachers who are basically acting as collection agents, parents putting in a ton of effort for maybe just a few bucks, and don't even get me started on the administrative nightmare of tracking all that loose cash. It was a system just begging for a modern update.
And that update, of course, is the digital platform. The whole idea is super simple, right? Just take all that messy manual work and move it online. Make it easier, faster, and way more efficient for everybody involved. And this is where our case study, Schoolwall, steps into the picture. Now, their big pitch is really compelling. They give schools this entire digital platform for free, like zero upfront costs, no monthly fees. And that's huge because it gets rid of the biggest hurdle for schools that are, trying to make money, not spend it. This quote from them really nails their whole value proposition. It's not just about raising money. It's about building a stronger community, getting everyone engaged, and doing it all on a platform that doesn't cost the school a dime. So the big question is, how do they make money?
Well, the answer is pretty clever. It all comes down to 4 specific fundraising campaigns that schools agree to run over the course of the year. So let's break each one down and see exactly how the money moves from a parent's wallet to the school and to Schoolwall.
Okay, first up, they have something called celebration pages. Think of it like a digital yearbook page or a scrapbook for things like birthdays, graduations, you name it. Family and friends can all contribute to create this really cool shared memory.
And the money side of this is super straightforward. A parent pays 350 Rand to set up one of these pages. And as you can see, right off the top, 150 Rand of that goes straight to the school. It's simple, clean, and really effective.
Now here's where it gets interesting. The potential here is massive. Based on their projections for a typical school of 1,000 students, if about 70% of families participate, this one campaign alone could bring in 210,000 Rand for the school. That's a huge chunk of change just from celebrating students.
All right, the second campaign is the virtual talent show. This is such a cool modern twist on a school classic, right? Kids can upload videos of their talents, and the platform packages it all into an online show that family and friends can buy tickets to watch from anywhere.
For this one, the money works a little differently. The school actually gets to set the ticket price, which is great. It gives them total control. Schoolwall just takes a small 7 Rand fee from each ticket sold, plus the standard credit card processing fee. Everything else? That goes right to the school.
And according to their estimates, this single event could bring in around 56,000 Rand for the school. It's a fantastic way to let the kids shine and raise some serious funds at the same time. Now, the last 2 campaigns are basically raffles, and they both use the exact same financial model. One is to win a laptop, the other is for an educational trip. In both cases, a ticket is just 25 Rand, and check this out, a whopping 17 Rand of that goes directly to the school. So, what's the result? Well, each one of these competitions is projected to raise 119,000 Rand. That means, together, they could bring in almost 250,000 Rand from 2 simple raffles. It just goes to show how powerful a low-ticket price with high participation can be. Okay, so we've seen all the ways the money comes in. But let's be honest. For any parent, a huge question is, where does my money actually go? Is it safe? How is it all handled? Let's follow the money through their system.
The whole process is really designed to be transparent and dead simple. Parents pay online using a trusted service called PayFast. The system automatically keeps track of every penny and makes sure it's assigned to the right school. And then, once a month, the school gets a direct deposit with a full, detailed statement. No more teachers counting coins and envelopes.
And to make all of this work, you have to have top-notch security. It's totally non-negotiable. They use what's called a PCI-compliant payment gateway. That's the gold standard for online security. It basically means Schoolwall never even sees or stores your sensitive card details. And every single transaction is logged, so there's a clear audit trail. This is absolutely critical for building trust with parents.
So, we've looked at the campaigns, we've followed the money, we've seen the security. Now for the fun part. Let's add it all up and see what the total potential payoff could be for a school that uses this platform.
Okay, let's run the numbers. First, you've got that big 210,000 Rand from the celebration pages.
Then you add the 56,000 Rand from that awesome virtual talent show.
And on top of that, you throw in the massive 238,000 Rand from those two very effective competitions.
And what's the grand total? Just over R500,000. According to their model, a school could potentially raise 504,000 Rand in a single year, all from a platform they get to use for free. For any school, anywhere, that is an absolute game changer.
And all of this brings us to one final, really interesting question. When you see just how efficient and powerful a platform like this can be, you have to wonder, is this the end of the road for the old school bake sale? Are we looking at the future of how communities support their schools? Let us know what you think. Thanks for watching.